It's a day that's set aside in the calendar to celebrate Mary arriving in heaven. And Assumption, the actual word, when we think about it, I really had to stop myself because it just became such a thing that whenever we would hear this word assumption, we just probably mostly all automatically think of Mother Mary ascending into heaven, fully like Jesus Christ, body and soul, but reformed into a glorified presence and body. Okay, so I have memories of this before I was born, so this is the interesting situation that most of you will know about. But let's get back to this. So when we hear the word assumption, we automatically think, right, that's Mary being assumed into heaven, or we assume that she has gone into heaven. This is what is just known all around, that she just literally went straight to heaven, fully in soul and body. And even this very belief in this situation is something that people look to as being their hope, really, at this time, or at any time, maybe even more so during such things as pandemics and all the rest of it. And let's look at this word more closely, assumption. Now, when we hear this word, we do think of, just as I said, Mary's body being taken into heaven. But the word itself comes from, as you would expect, assume. And for me, it just doesn't really, it needs reformed in a way, but at the same time it's still very good. It's just that I feel it lacks confidence in the actual knowing or the belief. It's almost as if people have heard this and it's like by word of mouth, like, rather than something that they truly believe in their heart and their soul. So they have just assumed something. They've just assumed that this is the case, that this is true. But to assume something can also be a very powerful thing, because it's what Christ asks us to do, that we are to believe from the heart and the soul, and not just based on what we see in the flesh alone. So not just what we see in the world with our physical eyes and sense with our physical bodies, but to go far beyond all that